How's it going, everyone? Meyer here again. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel and also sharing it with someone else. Today I want to talk about used to. Many times I hear Brazilians who want to say, eu estou acostumado a fazer tal coisa. And then they say, I used to do this, I used to do that. Little do they know that they're talking about the past when they say this. Check this out. I used to live in a big city. I used to live in a big city is something that happened for a period of time, but in the past, not anymore. So here, you're saying, I don't live in a big city anymore. So, I don't live in a big city anymore. If I say this, I used to live in a big city. Eu costumava morar numa cidade grande. That's what you're saying. Okay, but check this. I'm used to living in a big city. Here, with the verb to be, all right, you're saying, I'm used to living. Here you say, I'm accustomed. I'm accustomed to living in a big city. I'm accustomed to living. Aqui você está falando, eu estou acostumado a morar numa cidade grande. So, eu costumava morar numa cidade grande e eu estou acostumado a morar numa cidade grande. Alright, let's switch to English again. When you have be, used to, this to here is a preposition. And every time you have a verb after a preposition, you have to use ing, okay? The gerund form. So, I'm used to living in a big city. Eu estou acostumado a morar numa cidade grande. If you want to say I'm accustomed to, no problem, okay? But again, to here is also a preposition, so you should say, I'm accustomed to living in a big city. Eu estou acostumado a morar numa cidade grande. Again, I used to live in a big city. Eu costumava morar numa cidade grande. Let's check out the other examples. He used to have many friends when he was a kid. He used to have many friends when he was a kid. Ele costumava ter muitos amigos quando era criança. Okay? He used to have many friends. Attention here, there's a linking sound, used to. You're not going to say used to. Used to. He used to have many friends when he was a kid. Here, he's used to having friends over for parties. He's used to having friends over for parties. Verb to be, to as a preposition. So, ing. Again, every time you have a verb after a preposition, you have to use ing. He's used to having friends over. To have friends over receber os amigos em casa. He's used to having friends over for parties. Everybody knows the word parties. It's a plural of party. Okay, I said that this to here is a preposition, and this to here is not a preposition. This to here is infinitive marker, okay? Partícula de infinitivo. This is an infinitive marker, so here, this to is not a preposition. All right, let's carry on. She used to deal with this sort of problem when she worked for the government. Again, she used to deal with this sort of problem when she worked for the government. Ela costumava lidar. Past tense, for a period of time in the past, she used to, linking sound, to deal with, lidar. Lidar com, okay, to deal with this sort of problem. Sort. Sort is a synonym for kind. It's the same as the word kind or type. Okay, they are synonyms. She used to deal with this sort of problem when she worked for the government, when she worked for. Okay, ed is going to sound here as if it were a T when she worked for the government. Okay, you don't say worked here, okay? When she worked for the government. Let's check out this example here. She's used to dealing with this kind of situation. Again, she's used to dealing with this kind of situation. Ela está acostumada a lidar. To, preposition, to deal with, lidar, ing, because to here is a preposition, with this kind of situation, with this sort of situation, with this type of situation. Okay? Again, used to, not used to, used to. Dealing with, to deal with, lidar. Keep that in mind. I used to walk long distances when I worked as an errand boy. I used to walk long distances when I worked as an errand boy. What's an errand boy? An errand boy, in Brazil, people call this person office boy. But office boy is not an occupation in the United States or in an English-speaking country, okay? They don't say office boy. They say errand boy, they say messenger, they may say courier. It's a person who runs errands in an office or maybe in a shop, in a store. Okay, he runs errands. He does little things. He goes to the post office, he picks up mail, he sorts mail. Anyways, I used to walk long distances when I worked as an errand boy. I don't work as an errand boy anymore. I don't work as an errand boy any longer. Any longer is the same as anymore. Okay, or I no longer work as an errand boy. So this was for a period of time in the past. Used to. This example, I use the negative here. I'm not used to walking long distances. So how do you do the negative? Just put not here. I'm not used to walking long distances. Eu não estou acostumado a andar longas distâncias, andar muito, okay? I'm not used to walking long distances. By the way, pronunciation here, you're not going to pronounce the L here. In the words walk and talk, for example, you're not going to pronounce the L. You're going to say walk and talk, okay? It's easier than you think. I hear lots of Brazilians trying to say walk and talk, okay? So, in order for you to exercise this, read these examples out loud, the examples that I have given you, okay? Read them out loud. Being fluent is not necessarily speaking fast, okay? Practice those examples that I have given you. Create your own examples and just remember the differences between I used to and I'm used to. He used to, his used to, okay? This is for situations that happened for a period of time in the past. And here is for things that you are accustomed to doing. By the way, many times you're not going to see I'm used to doing this, I'm accustomed to doing this. It's very common to simply use this. For example, I usually get up early. Okay? They simply use the word usually. Of course, I could have said, I'm accustomed to getting up early, or I'm used to getting up early. But it's very common to use, I usually get up early, all right? I usually have breakfast at 7 o'clock, or I'm used to having breakfast at 7 o'clock. So it's very common to see the word usually instead of using this structure here. But it's common as well. So that's all for today, and I hope you like the class, and see you next time. Take care.